Hey, so today I want to talk about the Stanford's research paper called Future of Work with AI Agents, which really breaks down which skills are the skills of tomorrow, which occupations are at risk or skills or tasks, and it's a great way of thinking about responsible AI and how we can put it all together. In the next 2 minutes, I will make an executive summary for you to understand high-level concepts, and if you would like to get a deeper understanding, stay a little bit longer because we'll dive to all the details. So, what they did is summarized on this picture, right? They asked 1,500 domain workers across 104 different occupations, so product managers, software engineers, whomever, right? To assess 2,131 tasks which are performable on computers. And they asked them to automate it to evaluate it in two ways. First, on an automation scale, how much would you like this task to be automated? And then on augmentation scale, so if the AI system were to assist you with this, how much collaboration between you and AI system would be required from you to accomplish it effectively. And then they ask the similar questions to AI experts. So first one would be to what extent current AI systems allow for automation. And then if an AI system were to assist a given person with this task, how much collaboration would be required from them to accomplish the task effectively, right? So one is automation, one is augmentation. And there were amazing findings. So they created few things, and let me talk about them quickly. So the first finding is that domain workers want automation for low value and repetitive tasks, which seems obvious, right? That 46% prefers the AI to automate the boring, long-taking tasks instead of the creative ones. Then they visualize the mismatch between what companies are doing and the desire that workers have. For example, 41% of Y Combinator startups are either in the low priority zone, so people don't want it and it's not available right now, or red zone, it's available but people don't want it. Then they introduce the human agency scale to provide a shared language to audit AI use at work and reveals, different patterns across occupation, and ended up with how different skills are shifting from information processing to interpersonal competence in order to be relevant. And now let's dig deeper. They determined that in order to introduce responsible AI, right, we need to understand what people really want and where they are, what's their understanding, okay? And to understand this real-world expertise, they asked real-world experts in their domains, right? So workers. For example, they ask a software engineer, hey, which tasks? Software creation, code reviews, whatever, daily stand-ups, would you like to be automated by AI? Or how much your involvement is required with AI to accomplish these tasks efficiently? And they then ask, as I said, AI experts to cross-check it on a realistic scale of where we are with the technology. So, what they did is that they, created this multi-step form and also audio recording to better understand people and their train of thoughts. And then they defined the AI agents as this: excluding physical robots, a system or program capable of autonomously performing tasks on behalf of a user or another system by designing its workflow and utilizing available software tools without the ability to perform physical actions. And then they emphasize the spectrum from automation to augmentation, right? And they created this human agency scale from H1 to H5. So H1 is AI agent handles the task entirely on its own, where H5, the big human involvement is required, and AI agent cannot function without continuous human involvement. So human in the loop is required at all, all the time. And it captures this framework, their dual perspective on automation and augmentation, right? And here you can see the matrix they've created because of this. On x-axis, we have technological capability. So this is what AI experts evaluated. And here is the automation desire. And we can see that there is a lot of things, a lot of tasks, which are either in low priority, so low tech capability and low desire, or high capability and low desire. And this one will be, very interesting in different countries. We can see it already in EU with regulations stopping some progress, where in the US it's like, yeah, new models, whatever, just go, 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 go. What's better? I won't go into politics. And then they show how this potential shift in core human skills, right? That there is a big graph at the bottom for wages, which skills are higher on a wage scale, and human agency, right? And it shows that training and teaching others will become a high human agency skill, where analyzing information will become low human agency skills. So it will probably, correlate on wages. Interesting. Anyway, so it would be great to understand this ideal level of human involvement in essential both for workers seeking to adapt their skills and for developers aiming to build context-appropriate AI agents. And me as a person who constantly thinks about different use cases for AI, startups, whatever, like this paper is amazing to get understanding what people really want, what's an easy R&D space companies should work on to where competition is low, a lot of gain, and people really want it. So yeah, it's amazing. So we can see, right, on a scale for automation desire, right, from not at all to entirely, and on HAS, so human agency scale desire, no collaboration needed to essential collaboration needed. And this dual assessment from AI experts enable us to understand what require future breakthroughs, identify alignments and misalignments between worker preferences and technological development, and inform development priorities. So let's go through the paper. So they, did a survey, 1,600 participants, 7,000 tasks ratings, but they have excluded, some people or tasks where the assessments were less than 10 people to reduce bias. So with results, right, we can see few amazing things. Selected reasons for responses with automation desire. So the top reason people would like stuff to be automated is automating the task would free up my time for high value work. Then this task is repetitive and tedious. Automating this task would improve the quality of my work. The task is stressful or mentally draining. This task is complicated or difficult. So this is, quite low on the reasons. Usually it's to free up my time to do high value work for the company or for myself. So the overall pattern suggests that AI agents could play a supportive role enabling workers to offload low-value or burdensome tasks rather than serving as a replacement in a zero-sum dynamic. So it's not like, people will lose their job immediately. It's more of like, okay, we'll do boring stuff and allow you to do a high-level thinking or more valuable interpersonal things that are required by humans right now. And this is, aligned with AI companies were saying, which are trying to sell AI. So this is good. People have the similar expectations on a high-level approach to AI, right? Then there is this misalignment which tasks they think are, should be automated, but we'll get there. So does existing LLM usage reflect workers' desire? we find that top 10 occupations with the highest average automation desire account for only 1% of total usage. This mismatch highlights a disconnect. Occupations where workers most desire automation are currently underrepresented in LLM usage. This suggests that existing usage patterns may be skewed toward early adopters or specific job types, rather than reflecting broader demand. So this is for all the startups there. Developers are not the only occupation which needs or wants to use AI. And then the sector level breakdown, the art, design and media, stands out with only 17% of tasks receiving positive desire rating on a automation scale. And you can see like from audio recording that there is a nuanced opposition to automating content creation, such as I want it to be used for seamlessly maximizing workflow and making things less repetitive and tedious and arduous with workflow. No content creation. I would never use AI to replace artists. I would be more for personal project management use, if anything. AI can be a game changer in data architect workflow, helping to improve efficiency, accuracy, and even creativity. But I create my designs by myself. For research, I use AI. And it shows a big sentiment of a lot of people, right? They don't want their part which brings you endorphin to be taken by AI, right? Will companies don't want it neither? We live in capitalistic society, so we'll see. So here we can see that on management, art, design and media, business and financial operation, in general, the automation desire capability landscape, right? So we can see like the R&D opportunity zone and low priority zone. And this is also for average number of Y Combinator companies per task. So we can see that it's split almost equally, 20, 25, 25, whatever. So how much are they meeting the expectations of the market with high desire or with R&D potential? So high desire but low current capability. The biggest worrying part is the automation red light zone. Like how it will be solved, I don't know. It will be a very drastic change for a lot of people, I feel. So going back to what I said, YC companies per task showed no significant difference across zone, highlighting the importance of steering more investment toward the automation green light zone and R&D opportunity zone, and I fully agree. So automation green light zone are tasks with both high automation desire and high capability. Automation red light, high capability but low desire. R&D opportunity, high desire, low capability. Low priority, low desire, low capability, right? And mapping investments to desired capability landscape reveals critical mismatch, as we just talked about. AI Agent's research paper shows an emphasis on R&D opportunity zone, but remains concentrated on a limited set of tasks. So in R&D, we can see that are low capability and high desire, right? This, which is nice for research papers, but it's not reflecting the reality because we can see it in Y Combinator data, right? So more concentrated in the R&D opportunity zone, while encouraging the focus remains largely confined to computer science and engineering domains. Top 3 tasks covered are computer and information research scientists, apply theoretical expertise and innovation to create or apply new technologies, such as adapting principles for applying computer to new uses. Computer and information research scientists analyze problems to develop solutions involving computer and hardware and software, and computer programmers perform or direct revision, repair, or expansion of existing programs to increase operating efficiency or adapt to new requirements. I think engineers just like to use computers to do stuff, and that's why it's skewed this direction. We are early adopters. And then human agency scale spectrum. So we can see here in more details that AI expert rated feasible HAS level, so human agency scale, right? I can remind you that H1 means it's a low tech capability, it's a low human involvement, and H5, it requires high human involvement, right? So we can see here that there is this part where worker desired HAS level are from H3 upward, but for AI experts, it requires a low human involvement. So it sounds kinda scary that there is this mismatch, right? It's not happening on this side that it's not realistic, but people would like it to be augmented. It's the other way around. People would like to be involved, but experts are saying, you're not really needed here. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So, task characteristics, right? By worker ratings. We have interpersonal communication, uncertainty, and domain expertise. So task in H5 by the worker desire, the orange thing, and all occupations is here, right? Where task in H5 by experts assessment, the blue one, is like interpersonal communication and domain expertise. So we can see that this interpersonal communication skill will be a key differentiator between the H5 tasks and all the other tasks. So H5, again, high human agency required. And now, from whatever you're doing, you can start to think, okay, what are these interpersonal communication in my day-to-day? On what should I focus? What can bring more value? It's, all of these things that you can really focus on in order to grow, to make your job more secure, to be relevant on the job market. All of these things matter. So we can see that lower HAS, human agency scale levels, signify areas of greater potential AI exposure, right? And this part got me scared. According to AI experts rating, 16 out of 104 occupations are predominantly H1, even based on current capability estimates. This includes roles such as computer programmers, proofreaders and copy makers, and travel agents. Occupations with the same sector also exhibit distinct trends in HAS level. For example, computer programmers and information tech project managers display markedly different distributions, H1 for computer programmers and H4 for project managers, when assessed by AI experts. So those involve more routine tasks and easily verifiable outcomes that tend to require lower human agency. So you can think about it with programmers, right? Everything can be tested, etc. So the more only task-oriented you are, and tasks are well defined by product managers, and everything is clear in the task, and you have to have this clarity in order to succeed, then it's much more on an H1 level thing. Then when you can find this uncertainty, communicate with people, understand, be active on refinements, whatever, to be relevant and to focus on this interpersonal communication skills. Okay, so very few occupations are characterized by dominant HAS level 5. Editors is the only occupation where workers predominantly desire H5, but AI experts disagreed. And according to AI experts assessment, only mathematicians and aerospace engineers fall into this category. So good job, all mathematicians out there. Congrats to you. I would probably, I struggle with math at my, computer science classes and university. So good job. Workers' ratings highlight interpersonal communication as a defining feature of H5 tasks, while experts rating emphasize both interpersonal communications and domain expertise. So if you are good at communicating and you're good at your job, congrats, you're probably safe. And what forms of human-agent collaboration do workers envision? The most common paradigm is role-based. AI support described by 23% of workers, where individuals anticipate utilizing AI systems that embody specific roles or personalized functions. For example, an assistant who is doing research for me. However, I review every answer because we cannot rely on its accuracy. The potential shift of core human skills. And this is super interesting for everyone who feels threatened by AI, I think. Like it helped me. I had a lot of anxiety related to AI. To operationalize this lens, we aligned each task, So, for example, the task financial managers approve, reject, or coordinate the approval or rejection of lines of credit or commercial real estate or personal loans will be mapped to making decisions and solving problems, and guiding, directing, and motivating subordinates. So they map this very detailed task to more abstract ones so they can combine them, okay? And here, this is the diagram I was talking about. We have wages from low to high and human agency from low to high, right? So we can see that analyzing data or information is going significantly down from wage to human agency. So the wage will probably go down as well. Monitoring process materials or surroundings, right? Here. So the red ones are the drops, the green ones are highs, and you can see like organizing, planning, and prioritizing work, super high. Training and teaching others, super high. So yeah, these might be super important skills of future. I hope so a little bit also for teachers at school. Not sure how it works in other countries, but in France and Poland, they are underpaid usually. So yeah, and they're doing often amazing jobs. So yeah, kudos to all of you. Skills are ranked by average wage left and average required human agency right. The figure highlights the top 5 skills with the largest upward green and downward red shifts in rank, suggesting a potential shift in valued workspace skills. So, shrinking demand for information processing skills, right? Greater emphasis on interpersonal and organizational skills. High agency skills spans diverse aspects. Top 10 skills with the highest average required human agency encompass a broad range from interpersonal and organizational abilities to decision-making and quality judgment. So all of this will be super important. These findings provide early signs of how AI agents integration may reshape core occupational competencies as workspace AI agents continue to evolve. Longitudinal tracking of task-level changes could yield further insights into how human roles and required skills evolve. And now we can go to conclusion. As AI agents reshape the demand for core human skills, our findings suggest that examining strategies for workers, reskilling and retraining is a valuable direction for future research. Then that they created the AI agent workbank with all of this data, and that as AI capabilities continue to evolve, the landscape of feasible and desirable agent-supported tasks will likely shift. While our framework offers a timely and structured baseline, future iterations of this audit will be essential for tracking long-term trends and informing the responsible development of workplace AI systems. Also, one of the limitations they highlight is that our quantitative assessments are grounded in existing occupational tasks defined by ONET database, which does not account for new tasks that may emerge as AI agents become more integrated into the workspace. I love the limitations explicitly stated in all the papers. I have to do better work at it when I work on some papers. So, participation of 1,500 domain workers, 52 AI experts who contributed to this study, as we were talking about, and here we are going to the end. So, expert qualification, current PhD student specializing in natural language processing, large language models, or AI agents, PhD in computer science with demonstrated expertise in AI, LLMs, or agentic systems, industry practitioner, machine learning engineer, or research scientist with hands-on expertise in LLMs and agentic systems, right? People from Stanford, MIT, Google, and XAI, etc. So, that's it. Cloud data, I will make sure. Okay, so these are top 20 tasks workers want automated, schedule appointments with clients, I don't know, convert various type of files for printing for the internet using computer software, payroll and timekeeping clerks, etc. You can go through details. I will link it in the description, obviously. And the bottom 20 tasks workers want to automate. And here is like reservation and transportation ticket and travel clerks, trace lost, delayed or misdirected baggage for customers. Seems easily, automatable. Logistic analysts contact potential vendors to determine material availability. Again, they don't want it to be automated, but it's easily automatable. Reservation and transportation, ticket agents and travel clerks contact customers or travel agents to advise them on travel convenience changes or to confirm reservations. Again, easily mappable, easily automatable, right? And this is also visible here. That not here. There is this other graph. Maybe I'll find it in a second. Here is the show that this split between zones was always like this in Y Combinator data, and that top occupations by worker expert discrepancies in HAS rating. JSD score is this Jensen-Shannon divergence. So the distance between the score created by domain experts and the AI experts, right? And we can see that, the big difference between power distributor and dispatchers, for example, where workers want it to be very human-driven, experts are much less optimistic about it and think that it can be replaced by AI, right? Medical transcriptionist, again, more human, experts, more AI. And we can see this, pattern of people not really understanding what's possible or not being aligned with what's possible. Maybe they do understand. At the same time, skills like public relations specialist, it's undervalued on a human agency scale by domain experts or transportation planners. But for example, lawyers are overvalued, right? It's H3 by human and H2 by AI experts. So it's super interesting. And here is the table 6. The top most common fears that workers have about AI automation in their work. Lack of trust in accuracy, reliability, or capability. Fear of job replacement, this one is mine. Lack of AI's human qualities and capabilities. And AI not applicable or useful to specific work. Identify concepts with the seed prompt. If workers want AI to help, what type of imagined partnership with AI do they prefer? And there is role-based support, assistantship, automation, separation of tasks between AI and humans. And then there are some prompts. So yeah, that's it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. What have I missed? I think it's one of the best papers I've read in a long time, and I reviewed some of them already in the channel from Apple, from Anthropic, etc. So if you don't want to miss others, please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time.